So today I've got Matt Craig here from Persuasion Experience, and Matt is someone who I've been working with for about 5 to 6 years now. We've partnered in our agencies together, but we actually used to work together as well. And Matt is the number one expert I always go to for landing page conversion rate optimization and funnels. So rather than giving Matt the opportunity to give his background, I've just done it just then. But the purpose of this today is I don't want to be doing a long podcasty type of thing. I just want to get some simple, quick questions to Matt about the biggest mistakes and the biggest opportunities. These will be split out into a few videos, so they won't be all answered here, but I've asked them 4 questions that I think are very important, and I'm going to start them now. So Matt, firstly, good day, mate. How you going?
Thanks for having me on board, Michael. This is our second outing on your channel.
Yes.
So always good to be hanging out with my good friend Michael. And I didn't wear my glasses because last time I was on, everyone thought we were brothers.
And people still do. Our partners, our girlfriends and partners, they all think that we're brothers at the end of the day as well. So yeah, but let's jump in, Matty. So what I'm going to ask you is mainly because my channel is mostly about Google Ads. The biggest challenges I see with most of the clients is either on the post-click, which is on the landing page, or the post-conversion. So once they've actually had the conversion, what happens there? It's usually rarely a traffic issue that I experience, but then when we work together, we get amazing results with our clients, especially when they're doing landing pages or funnels, or even in the past doing some e-commerce conversion rate optimization. So I'll go with the first question. I know we've spoken about this before, but because we're in 2023, things are changing, but the fundamentals may still be the same. The first question I'm going to ask is, when running Google Ads traffic just to a landing page, not a website, but maybe even a website, what are the top 3 issues that you tend to see when you're auditing a website or landing page that's paid traffic's going towards?
Yeah, it's a great question. And what we like to say here at Persuasion Experience is you don't have a traffic problem, you've got a conversion problem. And what you've got is essentially an offer that's not converting, right? And most people try to plug this problem by investing more in traffic and sending more and more traffic to the page, but the page itself is actually broken. So what you need to focus on, and as you've correctly identified, the issue isn't the traffic, the issue is with the offer that we're putting on the page. So the first one is really in regards to the offer, right? So what we really need to focus on is standing out in the marketplace. And what we find is when we're working with clients is when we're auditing their business versus all of their competition, both direct and indirect, they all look the same, right? Everyone is always comparing each other to the competition. And what you need to do is you need to stand out. And that's the number one thing that we see is, right, the offer doesn't actually stand out in the marketplace. The offer might be, hey, book in a strategy session, book in a call. Everything's just disguised as a sales call. You know exactly what's going on, and there's no actual value to it. So what you need to do is, and the first thing to focus on is the offer, right? Making sure that your offer stands out in the marketplace. Because if you don't stand out, why would you expect someone to choose you over your competition? So that would be the first one.
That's amazing. I'll interrupt you there because I actually want to say something about that. Is a lot of times and I even have this bias when I'm working on accounts, I can get caught up going, oh, results are up this month because I've done all this amazing work, or they've gone down, and I start thinking that I'm the worst Google Ads specialist in the world. But then when I take a step back, it's like there's what happens in the account, what happens in the business overall, and then what happens in the market. And the market forces are competitors and what they're doing. And like you're saying, if you've got the same offer as everyone else, why the hell are you going to stand out? Because you might have an ad that's all flashy, but they go to the page. People are clicking on 3 or 4 ads before they buy because they want to make sure that they're not buying from the first click. This one click, one buy mentality is just never there. Even if you want to buy from that company, you might have to go there multiple times. And during that journey, you'll check out competitors as well, because that's just natural. So that's number one, the offer. What are maybe 1 or 2 other things that you see are pretty big issues?
Yeah, adding an on-ramp to your business. And some people call this a lead magnet. We like to call it at Persuasion Experience an authority beacon. So something that makes you the authority in the marketplace. So you can give me an example later on. We'll brainstorm one live on this call in, say, maybe the business to business space. But essentially what you want to do is have a secondary offer out there that can compel prospects just to get a bit more information from you. Because when someone is in the market for something, only 3% of people are hyperactive buyers. So as to what you were saying earlier, yeah, not everyone is willing to convert right here and then. But if you have got a secondary offer, you can actually capture their attention, get their name, get their email address, and then start a relationship with them. And that's a really important part, right? Because a lot of people that are using Google search, for example, they're in information gathering mode. They're not ready to buy right now. And if you're going to be spending all this money on Google ads, you're going to be essentially burning your money and your ad budget on people that are just going to bounce. And if you have a look at global conversion rates and the average conversion rates, obviously it varies from industry to industry, but about 3 to 4% convert. So that means 96% of the people that come to your website coming from traffic actually never end up converting. And as a business owner, that should really, really piss you off. So that's the number one thing. So send it back to you now, Michael, with an off-ramp and, an on-ramp and building out an authority beacon. Give me an industry in the business-to-business space. We'll plan one out right now.
We've actually already done this indirectly because we had a chat about this about a month or two ago, and I had a client who they run a very specialized B2B, but like B2 government trainings that they work with military, government, and big banks around the world. And they were just doing, they do in-person trainings, but they've also got online trainings. The issues with them is when I took on the account, their conversion rates are really low because they kept just trying to go for the sale. But I said to them, the issue here is when you're going for B2B, most people are in research mode and no one's going to commit to a buy off one ad. So I shift their focus to 2 different landing pages, one moving to a free trial. So it means they could actually just get access to it. The other one was like an ebook download for it. And within literally a week of this changing going live, conversion rates went from like 0.0 to 15% consistently. Plus, they were getting more sales on the back end because they were getting this huge database of highly qualified, specialized B2B, B2G government leads. So we can do it. Let's do that exercise now. But let me just think. Okay, most people are not going to see that last segment because I'm not going to release it. So I'm going to ask for another segment. Let's just say I run a local accounting firm. What would be the good on-ramp? So I'm a business owner. I need to get my personal tax done, but also the business tax and all that stuff. What would you say is a great on-ramp for them?
So when you're designing an on-ramp and an authority beacon to attract your dream clients as sort of like a secondary point for someone to get in touch and potentially do an engagement with you is always to ask, hey, what is the number one question going through a prospect's mind? So in the space of, say, a business looking for a new business accountant, what is the number one thing that's going through their mind? So as a business owner, hey, how can I pay less tax? So something along the lines of 3 simple tax saving strategies business owners must use unless they want to pay $40,000 in extra tax in the next financial year. Something like that. That there's pain in it. There's also gain because they're going to be getting $40,000 back as an example. That is going to be really, really strong. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow the person to do extreme demonstration of their knowledge in this little ebook. It's going to be extremely helpful. It's going to build the value. And what you're going to have here is a really powerful asset that's just going to attract your dream clients again and again and again. And that would be how we would think about building an authority beacon for a person like that here at Persuasion Experience.
Wow, that's amazing. And it just makes it so simple and clear. And that also blends in with the offer as well, because there's obviously the offer of the purchase, but even the on-ramp is actually an offer in itself that most people aren't doing because most people are just going, book a call or, fill out this form, but there was nothing just to kind of go, how can I trust you? Like, show me a bit of authority.
That space is notorious for like chat with us or like just a contact us box, right? Like there is no offer in that sort of space. So even if you just do a light offer, you will just instantly jack up your conversion rate. And we talked about like one of those first points was, most people just don't stand out. All these accountants are just like, contact us. What you need to do is have that offer, have that on-ramp as well. And you are just going to cream the competition.
Yeah, actually, and I've been discussing that with a potential company I'm going to work with that's a private wealth company that manage between $100 to $500 million per client. And, their website is extremely basic and they've gone very well. So just kind of blending Google ads when people are looking for private wealth management, going to a landing page with like a information pack to keep it more formalized and how they, can increase their family's wealth. So that's that. Now, Matt, one more little tip that our audience can implement, or the biggest mistake, and then maybe it's like an implementation they can do with it.
Yeah, I've got an implementation one, and I'll bring the source with this one, Michael, because a lot of people when they're building out their landing pages, like us personally at Persuasion Experience, we've now built out 450 plus in 120 plus different industries. And we've also reviewed 1,000 plus websites doing our conversion audits, helping to find the quick wins. And one always comes up, and it's a lack of social proof. So one thing that you want to do when you're getting social proof is you really want to quantify and dimensionalize it, and just adding more proof to the page. If you've got Google My Business reviews, screenshot every single one of them, put them on the landing page. And if your service is truly better than your competitors, put a comparison table on your landing page, because humans are comparison machines, right? Michael, whenever we're catching up, you're always like, hey, mate, how's the business going? You're always comparing yourself. It's just what we do. It's biologically in our nature. And by adding a comparison table on your landing page, when people are coming via Google search, right, what they're doing is they're loading up 3 different tabs. And if you've got your competitors or other options out there in the marketplace, and you've got your comparison table on there, you're instantly just doing the search for them, just showing them you've got the best product. And then thirdly, one thing that we like to do is run our NPS survey. So an NPS survey is a net promoter score survey. Someone ranks you out of 0 out of 10. Would you promote us to our business? And then they ask, what was the reason for your score after they give you the score? And anyone that gives you a 9 or a 10 is actually a promoter. So what you can do after that is just send them a quick email saying, hey, love the feedback that you gave in the NPS score. Would you be obliged to giving us a quick video review of our business? Because you already know who the promoters are. They're the ones that have given you a 9 or 10. And then you can put all these video reviews on your landing page. And let me ask you this, Michael. If you went to a landing page, you were looking for a new B2B accountant, one accountant had 30 plus video testimonials on it from business owners that have had the same experience, and then the other one has 0 video testimonials. Who are you more likely to get in touch with?
You know the answer, the one with 30.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're really big at with Persuasion Experience, is building out these assets and building out just a great wall of proof that is impossible for their competition to scale, right? And that's how you build a really, really solid business and a really solid landing page that can really just fund your business and get those highly qualified prospects coming in.
Well, I think the beauty of the 3 things you've mentioned is, for different people, they'd work differently. Like, even when you ask that question about the video testimonial, I don't tend to read or watch testimonials, but like if I saw an ebook that told me about how to save $40,000 in tax this year, and I saw a comparison table against them and the standard like top competitors in the market, that's what would get me, because that's how more I think. I'm more thinking more on the facts and the data, maybe more than people's feedback. But at the end of the day, we're all there's all social proof will impact everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, it's about stacking these things as well. And it's not like 1% plus 1% plus 1% equals 3%. It actually equals 11%. And like when you can start to stack these things and build your marketing machine and your post-click experience, and that's what we do at Persuasion Experience, that's where you can have really solid impacts in your marketing ROI.
Wonderful. Well, Matt, I'll wrap this one up and we'll jump into our next section now.
Thank you, mate.
If you've enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, share. And if you're ready to become a market leader and you're serious about increasing your sales, increasing your customers, and scaling your business with Google Ads, have a chat with someone at my team about your Google Ads account at marketlead.com.au.